HPG Pro is my way to take back what the UFC took from pro wrestling.
And what is that, as you see it?
Because people used to believe that it was real. The majority, they didn't come out until 1999 and say that pro wrestling was a work. So when you used to watch it as a kid, no one ever said it was, how it works. But now you have something that totally shows you exactly what a real fight looks like in a cage or whatever. And there is nowhere in real fighting where you see a guy grabbing a guy by the wrist and whip him into some ropes. He comes back and gets hit with a clothesline. That's not real fighting. What I'm doing is making real fighting again. I have the most clout in the Pacific Northwest. There's nobody that has any more than me. And everybody knows that. I believe that's the absolute truth. The matches work by, the guy either can submit, he can be thrown off the platform onto a padded area below, which is like an ippon in judo, or you can even say sumo. Guys being, where they get the ring out, or a ring out. That is grappling. And what pro wrestling used to be was grappling. If you go look back 100 years ago, it wasn't in a boxing ring, which it is in now. The ropes are meant to keep the fighters in. Pro wrestling matches were like the pro level ones were doing what were done on platforms, like Metamoris does and like we do. I just shortened the ring. I got smart to it, and I didn't want to have guys rolling on the ground for 20 minutes and boring the crowd to death. There's Jiu Jitsu fights that have gone on for hours. I mean, you can't sell that commercially. You can't sell a 20-minute match commercially. Once in a while you can, like the Eddie Bravo and Hoyler Gracie. That was a very impressive match, but the rest of the matches, when they went longer, they were boring the crowd. And I made HPG Pro. I took every grappling art that I could think of: Sambo, Jiu Jitsu, wrestling, judo. There's just no other place where you're going to see that. Where in a jiu-jitsu match are you going to see somebody that does a perfect ippon and matches over like what you would in judo? You're not. Only in HPG Pro. Where are you going to see a guy where the fans actually have a chance to pick that guy? I think that's never been done. There is no judges. The fans are the judges. If I don't make the fans like me during my match, if I don't do something that's edgy or whatever, and the other guy has in that match, he's going to win. This is a game changer. HPG Pro, the fans always win, right? If they're the ones who are picking who wins, Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I wanted that guy. It doesn't matter if I was a booker in pro wrestling and I wanted that guy to win. Why? I mean, I don't need a storyline that bad. What I need is those fans to go home happy and come back the next time. Create something that no one has. I've created something that will progress. And you know what? People steal it, and I hope they do, because it'll show that I'm right. I think that that's, you know, when somebody copies you or, you know, mimics you, that's like the greatest form of flattery. You know, they tell you that what you're doing is successful. I'm just glad that I got to do it. Break it down for you. How many Jiu Jitsu schools are in Washington State?
Got probably hundreds.
Hundreds, right? With thousands and thousands of students, right? And okay, that's just Jiu Jitsu, okay? How many Judo? Every YMCA has a Judo team. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Every YMCA has a wrestling team. I just created a sport where I can tap into them. I can go put flyers up in every one of their buildings. I can go get those guys. Okay, say like there's so many guys out there that are training for MMA, right? There's not going to be that many guys that make it to the UFC, right? HPG Pro is a place where I can take the guys that wouldn't make it and make them stars. The chances that you're going to get a concussion grappling is 100 times less than getting punched in the head. I think that on every level that what I'm going to do is bring class back to wrestling, and I'm going to remarket it and sell it to all the people that are doing it. I mean, it's the fastest growing sport in America. There's thousands of kids wrestling in every town. There's hundreds of people doing jiu-jitsu, and there's judo. Sambo's even starting to take it. People are doing that. And every MMA fighter has to train jiu-jitsu. So, how do I lose? Think about this. Last thing, and then I'm going to get out of here. I do this in Washington State, right? I get a couple of the guys from, say, Tacoma BJJ. And I get a couple guys from, say, Team Evolution, right? They're going to sell my product for me. Because they're going to want as many people in the building cheering for them, because if they're not cheering for them, you think I'm going to do you think they're going to win their matches or whatever? No. The guys, what I've done and what people don't see yet is the smartest thing that's ever happened to grappling. And I'm going to try to prove everybody wrong.
Last question. Is Dave Havoc Hollenbeck done with traditional pro wrestling?
Depends on how much they want to pay me. Depends. I mean, seriously, there's nobody that has. I mean, who in the Pacific Northwest has the? Who can be a better bad guy? Who can be a better face? I can do both. You know, if they want me, they're gonna have to pay for it. I don't care to do it. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I've gone as far as I can in pro wrestling. Now, if they want to, they're gonna pay for it. And if they don't want to pay for it, I mean, let's face it, they're drawing 100 people. They can't really, you know, that doesn't. I'd rather do it on my own. I do roughly that tonight.
For an inaugural show.
Yeah, and which is a show that nobody knows what the fuck it is. You know, seriously, no one knows what it is. That's why on the flyer that you made, it said, you know, what is HPG Pro? It's the newest thing that's got everybody scared. I mean, pro wrestling doesn't know how to handle it because it makes them look like they're faking. Right now, I'm going to piss off Jiu Jitsu, I'm going to piss off wrestling. And it's going to work.